to Lisa's Real Spill. Y'all know what the deal over here. It's time to get real. What's going on, everybody? Please like, share, and subscribe. And let's get into some things. What it do, good people? What it do, what it do, what it do? I titled this video, I didn't know what to title. I should have just said, let's chit chat, right? Because that's not the only thing we're going to talk about. But we want to focus on never giving up. Right, this gonna be talking about tonight. Never give up. I couldn't sleep y'all tonight, so I said let me get on live because I hadn't did a live video. So, you know, never give up. That's what we're gonna talk about tonight, because a lot of us do. A lot of us get into some things. I even went through that. I went through that at one time. I would get into some things, right, and like if it's new, and I get into it, eventually I would get upset because it seemed like things wasn't moving fast enough for me, right? But then after I would stop messing with it, right? Then I felt guilty because I was like, if I had stayed in it, ain't no telling what would have happened, right? If I'd have hung in there just a little while longer, ain't no telling what could have happened for me. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I started working on myself, not giving up, right? No matter what's going on, don't give up. You know, I always tell myself, no matter what goes on, Lisa, no matter how you feeling, don't give up. This is what made me tap back into my YouTube channel, right? Because I had kind of gave up on my YouTube channel because I was like, people keep saying, keep coming back, keep working on it, don't give up, don't leave it alone, right? And it seemed like my views and stuff wasn't really growing, right? And I used to get agitated, and there was another guy on here. Me and him used to talk a little bit, and he felt the same way. I don't know if he's still on his channel or not, but he was talking about giving his channel up, or doing something else because he said you don't get the views, like we should. And he was saying, at least you got a good channel. You talk about stuff that people need to be really talking about, you know. And he said, but I see you don't get the views like you should. I said, no, I don't. And I started not to mess with it. But something told me to come back and just pick up where I left off, right? And so that's what I'm doing. And I have a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and I know for a fact that the knowledge and wisdom that I spit, I know I can help people. I may not, of course, I ain't gonna be able to help everybody, but I do know I can help some people, you know? And so that's what brought me back here. Like young folks that maybe their parents didn't raise them right or whatever, whatever the case may be. I do know that if there's a young woman or young man listening to me, they could take some of the things that I talk about, some of the things that I say, and they could change their life with it. They could actually change their life with it. And so that's what brought me back, because I said it's not really about the views, it's about touching people and helping people that really needs help with life, just life. Because some of us, we grow up and our parents don't teach us the things that we really need to know, right? But just imagine if you sitting back and you listening to someone on YouTube or TikTok or something, right? And they come on and they doing positive things. You know what I mean? They talking about positive things, okay? That could actually help somebody move forward in their life because they picking up on some knowledge that they never had, some knowledge that they need, right? Excuse me, to get forward in life. And so that's what brought me back here to my channel. Um, because a lot of people, I was touching people, I just didn't know it. You understand? It doesn't matter how many people you're touching, but for me, as long as I know I'm touching somebody, okay? That's what matters to me. And so when I found that out, I said, I'm gonna go back to my channel, right? And one thing I've learned about here about social media, period, is that don't get into it like, okay, you want to get into it, but what I'm saying is don't take it so serious, okay? Because these people with these platforms, believe it or not, they could snatch your platform at any given moment. I mean, let's be clear about that. Let's not act like, you know what I mean, it can't happen. Because it can. Like, these people can snatch your platform at any given moment. Okay? And it just is what it is. But that's why I say, if you get into this, don't be so serious about it. Get into it, but keep it fun. You know, keep it kind of fun, but do something that you're passionate about, that you like to do. Okay, I think that's what I'm trying to say, is to do something that you like and that you're passionate about. Because, like I said, and don't just get on one platform. They got a lot of platforms out here. Use them. Use them. I'm on TikTok. I'm on fan base. I'm on Instagram. Yeah, I'm spread it out, right? Cause like I said, you never know. Anything could happen. I done seen so many people on TikTok lose their platforms. I'm talking about these people making all that money, and then they look up and their platform gone, right? Because TikTok done said they did this or they did that, you know, and it's crazy, right? Or some of them lost all their money for whatever the reason. TikTok said that they did this or they did that, and they lost all their money, didn't get all their money. That's what I'm talking about. These people with these platforms can do what they want to do with these platforms, you know. So spread yourself out. Never put all your eggs in one basket. Spread yourself out. And I'm gonna tell you something else that I think is wise too. Get you a website, right? As you move up, get you a website. Hello, y'all. How y'all doing? Thanks for tapping in with your girl. Limbo. Girly Pops. I like that, Girly Pops. Hey y'all, hey. So, you know, like all I'm saying is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spread yourself out. Now, fan base is a black owned platform. Okay. They seem to be pretty leveled over there. You know, so you might want to try them out. And they got a few more platforms that I didn't really know about. I'm gonna find out all the names and stuff so I can share it with y'all, because it's not just YouTube is not the only platform. I'm not saying it's not a good platform, but it's not the only platform. Okay? And I'm a firm believer that you can make you a table anywhere. You can make your own table anywhere you go. You just got to be willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to say. But anything that you get into, don't give up. Because I remember that when I did that, I can't remember what I was doing. I was doing something. And I stopped doing it because it wasn't moving fast enough for me. And so I just stopped doing it. Then when I looked up, I said, damn, why did I stop that? Ain't no telling where I would be at right now. And if I had hung in there, ain't no telling where I would have been, you know? But I stopped doing it. I didn't hang in there. But I learned from that. So now whatever I put myself into, I don't give up. Because when you doing something and then you get frustrated and you stop, you probably just stopped right before the miracle could happen. you know? So I just be open and honest and transparent. When I'm feeling frustrated about something because I feel like it's not going right, I share it with people. I'll do a video or something and share about it, you know, and be like, I ain't want to do this today because I feel like it, I've been feeling frustrated. It ain't even this thing ain't even moving like I wanted to move, you know. But yeah, don't give up. Just keep going and never put all your eggs in one basket. I believe my mother told me that when I was real young. She said, "Never put all your eggs in one basket." And at the time, I really didn't understand what she was saying. I was just listening, right? But I never forgot it. And so then one day, as I got older, I went back and asked her. I said, "Ma, you used to always say, 'Don't put all your eggs in one basket.' What did you mean?" And so she explained it to me, and I live by that. I do, because I feel like if you only got one thing going on, right? And something happens to that one thing you got going on, you ain't got nothing to look forward to. You basically starting from scratch. You ain't got shit to look forward to. You see what I'm saying? So I believe that. That's something that I live by. I spread myself out. I'm not gonna stay stuck on one thing. I try to spread myself out so that if something happened over here, I got something over there. If something happened over there, I got something over here. You see what I'm saying? Shit. Yeah. And these day and times we living in, right? We need to have we need to have thank you. She said this is inspiring. Thank you. We need to have something, with the times we living in now, we need to have multiple of whatever. We can have multiple streams of income. You know what I'm saying? We need that because, like I said, the 9 to 5 jobs, let's be clear, they not paying us our worth. Okay, they not paying us what we worth. And so it's just best to start something where you can make some money online. A lot of people is doing it and it's working. It's working for a lot of people. I got my foot in that too. I got my foot in that too. But it's working, y'all. It works. You don't have to be tied down. And let me tell you something. A lot of people start these things online out as a side hustle. But guess what? The side hustle end up becoming their main source of income. Yeah. It ends up growing and they end up letting that 9 to 5 go. I'm telling you. You can do it. Anybody can do it. You just gotta want to do it. You just gotta want to do it and you gotta stick and stay. No matter how, sometimes you might have to take a break because we get frustrated sometimes when things just not looking like we want it to look. We get a little frustrated sometimes. Well, you take a little break, but you come back. Take a little break and you come back. That's how you do that. But don't just give up. Don't ever just give up. You know? But yeah, I don't work. I don't work. Okay? Um, because I just feel like 9 to 5 jobs they don't pay us what we worth. You know? They want to keep us on their job so we can make them money, but they don't want to pay us our worth. So I don't mess with the 9 to 5. That's just me, you know. I don't knock nobody who do it because you got to do what you got to do to take care of your family. But what I do let people know that there's a better way. There is a better way where you don't have to work all day and burn yourself out. You know what I'm saying? You know how people work and work. I watched my mother do it. My mother worked and worked. And would be burnt out most of the time. Most of the time my mother was burnt out, tired from working that job. I'm telling you. And it used to bother me. Even when I was younger, it used to bother. I used to just watch my mother. And she'd be tired and stuff. Then when I got older, I started saying, "Ma, why do you work that job like that?" Excuse me. She said, "Well, the bills got to be paid." I gotta take care of y'all. I said, Ma, it's got to be a better way, you know? And she said, if it is, I haven't found it yet. You know? This was before we had social media. But she said, if it is, I haven't found it yet. I was like, okay. But I used to watch her work her butt off. It used to really bother me. But my mother worked like a Hebrew slave. Seriously. Literally. I watched that. And then my brothers and sisters, they picked up where she left off. And they worked and worked and worked and worked. But one thing I noticed about them and me, they wasn't outgoing. You know? They wasn't like, they never wanted to test stuff out. I take risks and I test stuff out. Because I just believe if you never test something out, if you never try things out, that means you will never know. You will never find out what will work for you or what won't work for you if you never test it out. You got to test some shit out and find out what works for you and what, you know, and what don't. That's just how I see that. A person who never takes risk in life will never find out nothing. Real talk. How you gonna find out something if you don't never test it out? That's just the truth. You gotta test some shit out so you can find out what works for you and what don't. And I test stuff out. Some people say, oh, that probably costs too much. That's the first thing they say. But let me tell you, nothing is too much when you're investing in yourself. Okay? That's how I look at it. If I'm investing in myself, it's not too much. It's not too much. Especially if it's something and you know you can make money off of it, right? You know you can you can make a profit off of it. Then it's not too much. That's just how I feel. It's not too much. If you know you're going into something that you can make money off of, why would it be too much? You know, you go in it, you make it happen for yourself. Make it happen for yourself. Go in and be teachable, stay focused, and be consistent. And you can't go wrong. You know, and another thing is, some of us have to learn that when we go into something new, sometimes it requires you to change. Hear me out. It requires you to make change within. The same way when you went and got that 9-to-5 job, right? You had to make some changes, right? You had to adjust to that job to keep it. Just like if you take and you step into something and you start doing it trying to create more income, right? It's going to require you to make change. Your mindset sets the tone for everything. Always remember that. Your mindset sets the tone for everything. And I think that's some of our problem, is that our mindset has us all stuck and stagnated, right? Because some of us got a one-track mind. I gotta survive. I gotta survive, right? They don't look at something and say, it's gotta be a better way. It's got to be a better way. You know, some people don't look at it like that. They got one thing on their mind. I gotta feed my family. I gotta pay the rent because I don't want us to end up in the street, right? We be like in survival mode. We in survival mode. And we focusing on things that we really need to focus on because we're in survival mode. So we never sit back and say, I know it's got to be a better way. I know there's something else I can do besides this. right? Besides chasing this job every day. I know it is. It's got to be, you know, and then start looking for stuff, seeing what you can find to like get into. Because why would you stay at a job that's not paying you your worth? Excuse me. That's not paying you your worth, right? And they not gonna pay you your worth. Don't stay there thinking they gonna pay you your worth because they not. They not. Um, they gonna keep you there and work you and work you and work you so that you can bring them in more money, basically. Okay? And they don't care about you uh being able to pay your bills and all that. They don't care about none of that. Because for some of us, we've been on jobs for years. I'm saying 10, 15 years, maybe more. And some of us still have not realized that the job is not paying you what you worth. And you know why we don't recognize it? Because we in survival mode. We in survival mode. That's why we don't realize that the job is not going to pay us enough, right? And we done been on this job 10, 15 years, maybe longer. But we still haven't recognized that this job is not paying me what I'm worth. That's because you're in survival mode. And when you're in survival mode, you don't think. You think about what's important. That's the rent got to be paid. I got to take care of my family, right? The car note got to be paid so I can get back and forth to work. That's what we think about when we in survival mode. We only think about what matters. Okay? At that time. And then we never sit back and say, it's got to be a better way. I know it ain't just this. I've been on this job for 10, 15 years, and I'm still not making the money I should be making. It's got to be a better way. It don't never click for some people. It don't click. It don't click for them because they too busy in survival mode. There's a difference in survival mode and living. And most of the time, we are in survival mode. We're trying to make it. But there is a better way. There's a better way. You just got to make a conscious choice in the decision. You got to sit down and think about it. Think about what I'm saying to you. Think about it. Think about how long you've been on that job. Think about how much you making. Think about the fact, are you making enough where you can pay your bills? All your bills. Right? Are you making enough to take care of your family? Cause like I said, some people have been on their job 10, 15 years on the same job. And see, some people think it's a thing, it's a flex to say, oh, I work corporate. Okay, you work corporate, but you still struggling to pay your bills. So what is corporate doing for you? You know, like seriously, what is corporate doing for you when you've been on there all this time and you're not able to pay your bills, all your bills. You're not able to take a nice vacation. And that's what we got to start doing. We got to start thinking about those things. Because let me tell you what happens. You keep on that path of working that job, right? You're going to look up and you're going to be 50, 55 years old. Then it's going to kick in. It's going to start kicking in now. And you're going to feel like, damn, I'm up in age now. Now I want to do something. I done been here all this time. Or, check this out. The job lets you go. You come in one day, they tell you, boss want to see you in the office, and he let you go or she let you go. Now you saying, damn, what am I going to do? Now your back is up against the wall, and it's time. You got to make, listen, you got to make a decision. You got to make it fast. Because now the job is gone. You see what I'm saying? But it don't have to be like that. It don't have to be like that. It's a lot of things that we can do today where we can live comfortable, right? It's not necessarily about being a millionaire or billionaire. It's about being able to live comfortable, being able to take some vacations, being able to take care of your children and feed them, and y'all not scrounging. You're not scrounging trying to feed them. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot. It's a lot we could do to become better people. It's a lot. It's just that some of us are so stuck in survival mode that we can't even think about it. We can't even stop and think about it. But I'm telling you, it's a better way out here. You just gotta want it. You gotta want it. And you gotta get tired of the work people using you. Because that's what they do. They use us. That's what they do. They use us for their purpose, for, to keep them going. Yeah, they'll talk sweet nothings to you about, or they might give you a little raise, $1 raise. That's to keep you, to make sure you stay there. That's all that's for. They're trying to make sure you stay there. But they not gonna pay you your worth. Them jobs not gonna pay you your worth. I'm telling you, they not. The young people today, a lot of them are going to be millionaires. You know why? Because they already online, creating businesses with AI. Stop playing with me. Yeah, that part. The younger people are they're creating a business for themselves with AI. Okay? Yes, they are. Yeah, these young folks ain't playing. They getting to the bag. They ain't letting no grass grow up under their feet. They ain't out here wasting no time with no job or none of that. These young folks is online making businesses for themselves with AI. Learning how to market themselves and everything with AI. And let me tell you something. Don't let fear kill your faith. Let me say that again. Don't let fear kill your faith. Everybody feels a little fear when they step into the unknown, right? Everybody feels a little fear when they step into the unknown. But let me tell you something. If you have faith, right, your faith will eat up that fear. You just got to keep pushing through. You just got to keep pushing through. That's all. No matter how fearful you feel, you push through. You push through. And eventually that fear is going to, listen, that fear is going to go away. But if you let that fear keep you stuck and stagnated, that means you don't have no faith. You never supposed to let something kill your faith. Fear is there to keep you from getting what God has for you. But if you got faith, there's no way that fear can win. There's no way that fear can win if you got faith. And just never give up. And if you're someone who's going through a rough time right now and you're looking for a way out, reach out to me and talk to me. You know? Reach out to me and talk to me. There's a better way. There's a better way, y'all. It's a better way. And I know that some people don't feel like getting up early in the morning trying to get ready for no job. You got to get the school kids out. You got to get to work on time. You know? I know that a lot of people don't feel like that. They don't feel like it. They would love to be able to lay in their bed and sleep for a change because they burnt out. Most of the time they burnt out. They burnt out. You can do anything that you put your mind to. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do. I had people in my family that thought of me like that. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a recovering addict. I've been clean over 20 years. And I got people in my family that still hold on to my past and they still try to like think they can beat me down and make me feel less than. They can't do that. They can't do that because God not gonna allow it. And I'm still flying. While they talking, I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my thing. I let them talk. But I'm doing me. Mm-hmm. They sitting back trying to figure out how I keep a house, how I do this, how I do that, and how I do the other. And it ain't none of their business how I do whatever I do. See, the problem is people like that, they get mad with you because they worked. They stayed on a job and worked and worked and worked and worked. And they never got to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Because they made a choice and a decision to stay on the job and not try something else. That's not my fault. That's not my fault. You gotta come out. You gotta come out. You gotta come out and try something new. You gotta step outside the box sometimes. When you step outside the box, you're gonna be, listen, it's going to be, it's going to, oh my goodness. When you step outside the box and try something you never tried before, that's when all these doors will open up. God will open up so much to you when you just take and step outside the box. Just step outside the box and try something. You're going to be surprised at what you get. You're going to be surprised at what you get. I'm serious. But that's some people's problem. They stay where they're comfortable. They stay where they're comfortable. And that's why they never, you know what I mean? They never experience good things because they stay stuck where they comfortable at. You got to stop doing that. You got to come out of that space of where you comfortable at. You gotta step outside that and watch how many things happen for you when you start stepping outside your comfort zone. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna be a beautiful thing when you start stepping outside your comfort zone. I'm serious. But so many people are so comfortable with where they at. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Some people are so, how can I put it? They are so, like, it's like their jobs got them hypnotized or something. And they won't try something different or something new. They act like the job got them totally hypnotized or something. Or them put a spell over them or something. They will not let the job go and try to find something different. Or hold on to the job and find something different on the side. Because let's be clear, the job is not working out for you. Because if it was, you'd be living better than what you're living. So clearly the job is not working out because you still aren't able to pay your bills like you want to. But for some reason, people stay stuck to these jobs and they don't even realize that that job will drop you. Them jobs don't care about you like that. They will drop you. Then what? Then what are you going to do? And I don't think some people think about that. You are loyal to these jobs, but these jobs are not loyal to you. Let's be clear on that. They not. They not. And they will let you go. Just like that. They will let you go. And they don't have no problem doing it. None whatsoever. That's why I say we gotta wake up and try something different. Try something new. Step outside your comfort zone. But it can't be done. It can't be done. Don't let nobody tell you can't do it. I met some people, man, that's making some good money, right? And at first I was like, this is bullshit. I was like, this is bullshit. Uh-uh. It was true. It was true. Oh yeah. It was true. They making that money, you hear me? It was true. Yeah, they making that money. They not playing. It's all up to you though at the end of the day. It's all up to you and what you want to do. But it's a better way. It's a better way for us to live. And like I say, I don't knock the 9 to 5s, but the 9 to 5s don't pay us what we worth. And we be so busy being, like I said, being loyal to them, but they not loyal to us. They are not loyal to us, and they will cut us off at the blink of an eye. They don't care. They will fire. They will fire our butt. They don't care about us and us having to feed our families and stuff like that. They don't care about nothing like that. Please. That's all I'm saying is it's a better way. It's a better way, and if y'all interested, reach out and talk to me. You know? But there is a better way for us to survive and live comfortable and not have to be in survival mode all the time. You know, there is a better way. Yeah. I'm finally living instead of surviving. That's a blessing all in itself. It really is. Yeah. But once you get into it, if you decide to get into it or create a side hustle, whatever you do, hold on to it. Don't let it go. Once you get it started, don't let it go. Hold on to it. Because it's gonna take you to a whole nother level. It really is. It's gonna take you to a whole nother level. Yeah. You won't be mad or disappointed. But some of us, we really got to get out of our own way. We be in our own way. We be holding ourselves back. Because we don't want to, you know, step out our comfort zone. And that's what messes us up. That's what messes us up a lot of times. Not wanting to step outside your comfort zone. You get comfortable and you want to stay there. You want to stay right there. You don't want to go nowhere. You want to stay right there because you are comfortable. And you got to get out of that. You got to step outside that box. You got to try some things you ain't never tried before. You got to try some things that makes you uncomfortable. That's what you got to do. Start trying things that make you uncomfortable. Try them out anyway. I know I do. Anything that make me uncomfortable, I be like, I got to try it. I'm serious. I be like, yeah, I got to hop on that. You know, anything that make me uncomfortable, I be like, yeah, I got to hop on that. Oh, yeah, I got to hop on it. Anything that seems challenging, to me, yeah, I got to try that out. That's how I go in it. That's how my mindset, you know, that's how I put my mindset. Oh, yeah, I got to try that out, you know, because it's uncomfortable to me and it's challenging to me. So, yeah, I be like, yeah, I got to try it. I got to try it. Even if I fail at it, I got to try it. And most of the time, I don't fail at it. You know, most of the time it works out in my favor. Yeah. But I just wanted to talk to y'all. That was on my heart and on my mind. And like I say, y'all, don't listen. Whatever you do not think that job is loyal to you. Okay? Because they're not. They are not loyal to you. They will cut you off quick. They don't have no problems with that. Okay? Like I said, if you're interested in something that, you know, that could keep you at home with your family and being able to, you know, so you will be able to have time to spend with your family and stuff, reach out to me and let's talk about it. Okay? Yeah, but whatever you do, whatever you step into, step in it, stay focused, stay consistent, and don't give up. Don't give up. And so on that note, y'all, I love you guys, and I will see y'all on the next one. Please like, share, and subscribe.